Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now this is going to be round 3 in XeXeD tournament. I live streamed the first 2 rounds. I couldn't quite live stream this one because it happened relatively late on Sunday, but this time around I'm up against Manny, and there are definitely going to be some interesting matches and some swings and roundabouts. So this is the weakness meta. I actually had these matches just yesterday, so on 26th of February. And as we can see that, we actually need to change the screen here a bit. Manny does have a rank 5 nick, which I pretty much immediately ban, and then I just choose to get rid of Archangel and Torch, which I will change up slightly later on. Because one thing that I immediately noticed is that he has a ton of nuke options in the deck and not that many defenders, but at the same time when you go up against somebody who has a ton of nukes, it can be quite scary. And now we're gonna go ahead and finish our drafts. Here we can see that I do pick my crossbones and whatnot. One thing that I always kind of do to myself is when the current Gladiator circuit meta is different from the victory track meta, I tend to kind of forget how the victory track meta works. And I think in virtually all of my tournaments, it takes me a match or two to kind of get reaccustomed to these fights. And that is a definite weakness. I need to be practicing and like practicing with friendlies and whatnot more before I start my tournament matches. And here I'm going to drop Hulkling as a defender, and he has dropped Rintra. Because I did notice he didn't really have any mystics. Obviously, he does have Galen, and he also has Hitmonkey and other options that could potentially finish up these fights quick if it goes smooth. But I realistically, again, didn't just quite have like a set proper defenders in situations like this, because he did have, like, again, all the nuke options that are available for him. And this spot fight is actually gonna go fairly decent, which is quite strange because I'm still relatively new at playing spot and I haven't had the time to put in a ton of practice, and I'm really not the best with spot, which is fine, but I need to get better. Spot is an amazing character and he's very scary when opponents get to use him, and if the fight goes well, then definitely we can see that Spot inflicts like a ton of damage. And even here, even though I only had like half of my ramp up, we can see that Rinter definitely took a lot of damage there. And here again, I should have tried to get that those level 1 hits in my block, and I would have likely finished this fight a bit quicker. But on the bright side, we are at 100% health. Rinter there is at 31%. And here finally he throws a heavy and get to punish that. I go in for a full combo here. I'm going to go for a striker and then finish a combo with medium, drop that. He's actually going to go unstoppable here because he's in corner. And this is a bit scary, but because of our untouchable, we actually managed to finish it. Unfortunately though, I did lose it because I was just a tiny bit too slow. So at this point, we can obviously say that the match has not started out great for me. I did finish 100%, and this was just about as good of a spot versus Rinter fight as I had. But he just, played pretty much flawlessly there. Finished with very high health. And now I need to see what's going to happen in round 2. The reason why I didn't drop Rinter on defense here is because I like using Rinter against Null on attack, because those armor breaks do give you extra attack. Obviously, Rintra in this meta is not necessarily the best attacker. Realistically, I probably should have tried to go with crossbones, but I thought I need to save my crossbones for when he throws things on defense. So this is just one of those situations where I think this was my only option to kind of like try and get this match back. But we'll see how it works out. Obviously, with all those weaknesses, it is not easy to play Rintra in this meta, and Rintra's damage is highly compromised in this weakness meta, which is one of the things I really dislike. Because one of the reasons why I love Rintra so much is because he's an excellent dual character. But under conditions like this, offensively, he's definitely compromised. Even though we did very well, we got very lucky with that 100k crit right there because of all the armor breaks that we have. And here, unfortunately, I do get hit and I lose a ton of health, really, which kind of sucked. If I finished with a high health, I still would have lost because I didn't or wouldn't finish with 100%. We were same on time, but he just had like a perfect spot fight there. So not a great start for me at all. And round 2 is actually going to be very, very buggy. So this time around, I'm going to leave Human Torch unbanned because it's only a rank 3 Human Torch by the looks of it. And he just has so many nukes, and this time I'm going to get rid of Stark Enhanced Spider-Man because that guy has been ruining my day since 1997. No, I'm kidding, but if people have rank 4 Starky, they typically know how to use it well, and it always kind of, I don't know, Starky is just one of those champions that I like to be wary of. So this time around, we get that banned. He's banning my Mr. Fantastic, my Fist on Kingpin. Pretty much expected. So my first draft there was Nimrod, and we're going to see that I'm actually going to be struggling in my matches. I actually got to draft Cassie Lang as well. Unfortunately, I don't think I will have a good chance to use Cassie, but we're going to get to that. So now I'm going to be placing Korg on defense to begin with, and let's see who we have to deal with. He obviously has some good defenders there, like Rintra and Absorbing Man and whatnot, and I'm going to be trying my best to equal the score. This is best out of 7, so whoever wants to win the, well, match needs to win 4 times total. So I'm going to go ahead and pick my Mr. Negative. He's going to go on with Torch, and here Mr. Negative works fine in this meta. It's just because of the weaknesses and whatnot. You need to make sure that you do not really get cornered. You need to be maybe slightly more aggressive. Obviously against Rintra, that might also be a bit harder because if you want to do that, you end up throwing some heavy attacks, then he gains some more power, which isn't necessarily great. But on the bright side, in this meta, it's easier than ever to finish with 100% health with Mr. Negative because you can offset a lot of the block damage that you take thanks to those weaknesses. So here I'm trying to basically just get to my level 2 with plenty of dark energy, drop it here. Unfortunately, a weakness there triggered, so when I activated, I did have weakness on. I still will probably need a second level 2 when it inflict another debuff on him and get some dark energy, because Mr. Negative's awakened ability lets you do some extra damage if you do have dark energy and opponents have debuff active, so that helps a little bit more. But here the main point is obviously I need to get to another level 2, make sure I can drop it, and I don't think time is in kind of my corner. And here I wanted to get 2, well, I want to get about 10 dark energy to have 2 petrifies, and now I drop my level 2. Obviously we finished the fight, but we are 6 seconds late. He actually had a great Human Torch Korg fight there. And at this point, I was starting to get very worried because 3 matches so far, and all of them I have lost fairly tightly. Well, 3 fights so far, 3 matchups, and all of them I lost fairly tightly on time. And here we can see that the game is just starting to glitch completely. It auto-placed, I believe, defenders for both of us there. And now I'm going to be using Cassie Lang against Absorbing Man. And it is fair to say that I still need to practice my Cassie Lang a bit better, and this fight definitely could have gone better. But I will be trying my best. And here I started charging my heavy. I only got 10 power stings, unfortunately, because Absorbing Man wasn't exactly being super aggressive. And then I dropped another heavy, punishing his special. Unfortunately, here is one big problem with Cassie Lang that we can see. Her special attack tends to whiff quite often, which really pisses me off. Her special attack second hit often whiffs, and it is something I hope that they fix in the next update. And the weaknesses I don't think really affect Cassie too much, but here we can see that Absorbing Man is not really playing into all of that stuff. And On the bright side, I do have slightly more power things now, and I did disable his form, so we did get rid of regen. Regen is not a problem in this fight, obviously, because of the ton of power things that we have. The key is to make sure they do not fall off, so also to try and get that poison active, make sure the taunt is up there. And I definitely haven't had the greatest fight here. But at least at this point, we do have taunt, we do have 28 power stings, and we have nearly healed up all the damage that we have taken. And then I remember that, hey, wait, I can go for level 2, and those are like guaranteed crits as well. I do have 5 weaknesses active, but because all of those are guaranteed crits, because I still had taunt, we finished in 98 seconds, which was 6 seconds quicker than him. And for the first time in this tournament round against Manny, I actually like beat him just by a bit on time. So I was very well happy about it. That is a rank 3 Cassie, by the way. And again, I didn't play that fight perfectly. I definitely could have done better. But here we are. Now it's 1-1 and we are heading in round 3. And my best chance here is likely going to be to place Null on defense, obviously because I do have max out inequity. That Null is max sig, and he also messes with combat power rate. So that is, I think, the best chance I will have for this fight. Let's see who he places on defense. And here, quite happily, I see Galen on defense, which I don't mind at all. I'd much rather prefer fighting Galen in this meta than I would want to fight Hercules, because Hercules just stall for a ton of time. And yeah, so now we just need to make sure that I don't screw this fight up. This fight can go great with Moleman, or it can go bad, because obviously if I can't finish the fight before Galen enters Harvest, and he will enter Harvest, it's quite literally just a matter of time, then I'm going to be in trouble. So the goal is to basically build up to 20 of my charges. Well, in this case, 18 will do. And then make sure that I mitigate his planetary mass by level 1 knockdowns. Bait out his level 1s. Luckily, his level 1 takes a bit of time and you can get away from him. So if you do get any weaknesses, you can get rid of them. And now again, we are just kind of dancing here with that idea of, well, his however much planetary mass he has, and just trying to clear it up basically. So here I'm going in for the kill. Luckily also Moleman's level 1 typically lets you shrug off 1 weakness. Yeah, I did made a mistake, but luckily resist worked for me there. And here I just about finished this fight. 50 seconds left on the clock, and here I got terrified. I thought I'm gonna get a disconnect, but it does count in the match for me, luckily. After this, I will also restart my game. Also, Manny seemed to have had some problems with the match, but, you know, Null seems to have gotten to him. So then I got to restart, and now we are even, 1-1. So whoever wins 3 more games basically advances. And at this point, I just felt very kind of relieved that I'm not 0-2 behind, because after the drafts, I did feel that I might not have been in the best position. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I drafted well throughout most of these rounds, to be honest. And that's definitely something to think about. Perhaps go back to the drawing board, alter my deck a bit. Here again, I'm going to stick to these same bans for the rest of the matches. And he's pretty much going to also stick to his bans. And now let's see how it works out. So he drops Rintra on defense. I notice that he doesn't have like any tech champions there. I'm going to drop my Domino. And now I need to somehow deal with that Rintra. I think here at this point, as long as I do the fight well enough, I should be fine. Bishop does have a ton of energy resistance, so he doesn't take much of Domino's crit fail damage, but it isn't a super easy fight with Bishop anyways, and I know that he's probably not going to be fast. Now, he could do that fight perfectly, who knows, but I know that I can do this fight with Moleman quite well, and that is exactly what I'm going to be trying to do. Right, so again, the goal is not to get too many weaknesses and make sure that we do not drop a special attack when Rintra is about 10 charges in the corner. And I make that mistake here immediately. Luckily, because of the weaknesses and inequity, weaknesses on me, I get to heal, inequity on him, and the bleeds, it didn't do too much damage, and I quite quickly recovered all that damage that I'd taken, so that didn't completely destroy this match, and now I just need to be more careful. And from this point forward, I probably should have tried to go for another level 2 instead, but I'm just gonna largely be spamming level 1s here, because again, I feel like with level 1s it is easier to get rid of those weaknesses that you accumulate, because you kind of push yourself back a bit, and the animation is quite long, that in most cases it either doesn't inflict a weakness on you, or you can actually get rid of a weakness even if opponent is quite close to the corner. Moleman has been one of my MVPs in this weakness meta as well, for sure. And now we can see that we have 30 seconds left on the clock, and I'm gonna make that mistake again. I activate special attack whilst he's in corner. Luckily though, it didn't punish this time, and in between the bleeds and the shock, he ticks down, and the fight took exactly 100 seconds. I have done this fight probably around 10 to 15 seconds quicker, but still a good job for Moleman. And he isn't done yet, and given the fact that I finished my fight with 99.9% health, I'm quite happy with that here. So we do take this round. Here we can see that again, he was at max health, but didn't quite finish Domino. And now we both need to deal with Sasquatches. And since he did have Hitmonkey, I decided just to kind of throw my Void at this fight. And he has his Human Torch here. Well, he's dropping Gallon there, but I think that's just kind of jinxed me out, because he kind of have to go Human Torch if he wants to win this round, which he has to do. So obviously this is kind of like a throwaway round in a sense, but at the same time I want to know how well or poorly my rank 3 Sig 40 or 660 Void would do this fight for future reference. And again, if you're going to throw around, and I think this is a decent kind of like a setup, because I don't think I had done a Sasquatch with Void in this meta. At the very least, you know, whatever rank Sasquatch that I'm going up against now. And I definitely felt like it would be a valuable knowledge to how this fight can go, how quickly or slowly I can take down his Sasquatch with Void, should a matchup similar to this come up in future. Because obviously Sasquatch is, I believe, the biggest health pool in the game. And this should also be, you know, relatively representative of how well Void could do with the other tanky Mystic champions that he's running. And the main, obviously, the focus is with Void here. Just try and be as aggressive as possible. Get up as many debuffs. If I had a higher Sig level on my Void, that would be better, because then the Fear of the Void would give me a bigger attack bonus. I would be applying debuffs quicker. But, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. Definitely one of those champions. At some point, I want to invest in my Void, but there are like 5 or 6 Science champions I want to rank up before that. However, we do have Fear of the Void and 2 Petrifies on him. Here we can see that that Sassy is going down quite decently well. And I'm actually kind of surprised how well Void's doing this fight. With the heal reversal, with the rest of the damage obviously healing up. And yeah, there was 17 seconds left on the clock when I finished this fight, so 100 seconds, and it turns out that he messed up. He messed up against my Sasquatch, probably 8 level 3 or something, and I actually ended up winning this round, which is very, very unexpected. This was definitely like a throwaway round for me, and again, and then I would have tried to win the match 3 in between my Hercules, Absorbing Man, and Gallon, and I would probably have dropped Hercules on defense. And then whoever he places, I would have tried to deal with that. But, you know, he also had Absorbing Man there, so who knows how it would have worked out. Well, anyways, we're never going to find out now. So this is going to be game 4. I'm going to go ahead and keep on drafting. And again, I get to drop my Domino on defense as my first. And he drops a Warlock. And I'm like, whoopsie. I don't really have a great answer to Warlock. And Warlock in this meta is very dangerous defender, because obviously you do get those weaknesses placed on you, and if you have infection active, those weaknesses will cause you to lose power and take degen. So my best bet here was Hercules, definitely. But you can see that I'm not going to do the best in this fight. So the ramp up goes fine so far. We get 6 feats of strength relatively quickly. Now, just want to make sure that I time everything well. He actually parried me there, and I get infection on me, and he throws his level 1 even though I hold the block. I hate when they do this, and here I get smacked in the face as well, and at this point I'm like, yeah, I'm probably screwed in this fight. Luckily, I again did have 2 buffs active when infection got activated, and that means that infection's length was only 8 seconds, which again I would have hopefully just, stalled instead of him throwing that level 1. And here again I got infected whilst I have 2 buffs active, and that means again infection duration is going to be 8 seconds, but I'm hoping that won't matter, because I am trying to basically finish this fight as quick as I can with those 4 weaknesses active, regaining a bit of heal as well at some point there. But I'm definitely not feeling confident. This fight could have gone well better. And yeah, I'm not too happy about this round. Hopefully, Domino wins it for me. Hopefully, she can pull this out. And let's see how that is going to work out. I'm just sitting there, extremely nervous. And now we're going to fast forward a bit, because Domino did pull it out for me. He didn't manage to kill it quite. And that means that I'm up 3-1 now, which is awesome. No, wait. Not yet. We haven't finished the round. So he drops his Herc on defense. And I'm going to go with my Cassie Lang, which in hindsight was a horrible, no good idea. Because as we know, the coolest thing about Cassie Lang is that she has her heavy attack, which causes opponents to miss, and then you place power stings on opponent, right? That's how it works. Well, the problem here is that as soon as Hercules activates his level 1, bypasses miss. And that is going to suck. Because if he bypasses miss, effectively I can't really get more power stings on him. Okay, so I have 6 power stings here. I obviously at the same time need to make sure that they do not fall off. Unfortunately, my first set did fall off because I wasn't quick or timely enough. Now he has activated his level 1. And I will basically not get any chance to apply any more power stings. Here I tried to find the spacing for my heavy attack. And yeah, this fight is not a great matchup. This is not an amazing matchup. So here I'm again just trying to be slightly creative, got like an extra power sting on, I suppose. But then I'm praying to God that he activates a special attack, which he did. Yay. But again, that special attack is level 1. And I can't really get more power stings active, or at least not easily. And now he has 10 there, because a couple of them were from my relic. And as we can see, special attack hit whiffs again, which cost me half of my health, which is always fun. Again, I really hope that they fix that, because that level 1 is so important for Cassie, and it whiffing so often is just unacceptable. I have done 2 fights in this video with Cassie, and both of the times one of her special attack hits whiffed. And here the time expires. Hercules at 11%, I'm at 50, but still somehow I won because he messed up. Again, I didn't expect to win this one. I guess we both messed up here, but I'm up 3-1 now. And that means I need to win 2 more times. 2 more times? I think so. Yeah, 2 more times. Either way, same bounce. Let's draft. Let's carry on. We are on a good streak here. No, wait. 1 more time. No, we are 3-1. Ah, either way. Let's just see how it plays out. So he drops Rintra as his initial defender, which I'm very happy with. I'm going to drop my Sasquatch because I have Human Torch, and I'm quite sure that Human Torch is going to be quicker than the Spot is going to be. So I'm kind of, well, I'm just basically agreeing directly to race him. His Spot against my Sasquatch, and then my Human Torch against his Rintra. And this is going to be one of the fights that I'm going to get pissed off about the most, because I'm going to be playing like a idiot. But, you know, happens. Basically, the one rule playing against Rintra is just knock him down. Get rid of his charges. And here, I'm misspaced my heavy attack, so I was forced to basically use level 1 not to get hit in the face immediately. Then I do drop a heavy, need to drop another heavy, the sooner the better. But at this point, I'm already starting to get worried about the timing. And I get parried. And a single combo immediately gets my health down to 50%. So I got parried and I lost half of my health, which is genius. So there I purposely tried to stay close to Rintra to regain some health and try and get some willpower heal. But I got focused on that, and I wasn't really paying attention to his unstoppable. Luckily, I did finish the fight, but again, I was just so mad at myself. I screwed up basically a sure win fight. This was the round I had to take. And I was so pissed off that I lost 40% of my health. Get parried, get comboed, half of my health gone. That sucked. Now, on the bright side, his fight also didn't go great, and we can see that he finishes also with half a health, but he didn't quite kill off Sasquatch, so I end up winning this round, which was an immediately massive relief. So now I'm going to drop my Domino on defense, and now I know for a fact that I finished this fight in 100 seconds before, right? 100% health, 100 seconds. Have done this Sasquatch before. This is exactly what we practice for. This is exactly why I did that Void Sasquatch fight before. I got the dubs. There ain't no way, no how that he can go out of that fight with high enough health quickly enough to beat me here. I know 100% health. It's easy. I know that I can do this fight in about 100 seconds. But look at the difference in AI. That Sasquatch just does not want to work with me. Initially, he dashes back, holds the block. That's fine. Again, he's just holding block. I'm getting some weaknesses on me. Don't care. Just get in my level 1s. Come on, use that special. Use that special. Use that. Oh, I parried him by accident there. Come on, use the special. Okay, he hits me a couple of times. Don't care. I can willpower heal that easily in the remainder of the fight. Come on, use the special, you muppet. Come on, stupid Sasquatch. Come on. I swear, this AI, like, finally. But he's already at 7 rages, 8 rages, and he's about to enter Wrath of Tenrak, and I haven't even gotten to Fear of the Void yet. Previously, at this point in the fight, I got him down to like 60 or 70% health. Now, I have lost basically like 30 seconds just trying to bait out that special attack, which really pissed me off. And now I'm worried, you know, whether I'll finish this fight. I think I'm just going to time out because, you know, why wouldn't I time out realistically? And I'm just trying my best to get in as many level 1s as I can. Come on, use that special. Use that. I'm just getting more and more pissed off here at this. He just does not want to throw that level 2. He just doesn't want to throw the level 2 again. And we can see that 23 seconds remain on the clock. And that Sasquatch still has like 30+% health. So here, let's go. Come on, let's try our best. My Fear of the Void is about to expire, which sucks. I'm going to try and get to my level 2 as quickly as I can. He does have the 2 Petrifies on, so the idea here is get 2 debuffs on. Come on! And I do finish the fight, somehow, miraculously, but it's 17 seconds later, and that probably was the difference there, pretty much. He had excellent fight, 78 seconds, 85% health remaining. He had a great fight, and yeah, I basically lost about 45 seconds in this match just trying to bait out stupid level 2, which really got on my nerves. But off to round 3 we go here. Right. So let's see who he places on defense. And one of those champions is very scary. The rest of them I don't mind. And he plays Longshot, which is the scariest champion he could have placed. On the bright side, I suppose it means that my Hulkling hopefully can hold him back a bit, because my Hulkling's rank 4, his is rank 3 by the looks of it. And now offensively, I only have one option here, which is Null. And I actually hadn't used Null on attack, I think, in this meta. But in theory, Null should work okay, because I can slow down his combat power rate somewhat. Null doesn't really gain many buffs. And yeah, hopefully it works out. So here we can see that I'm just building up power, getting some of those weaknesses on me as well. So as long as he doesn't have his Pure of Heart, I don't mind pushing him to level 2, which is exactly what I played on here. So I'm going to dex that level 2, and I get parried, which sucks. Now, luckily, obviously, in between having the weaknesses active and Null's healing, it should be okay. Unlucky or bad for me is that Awakened Null does get unblockable and stoppable active buffs, which feeds Mystic Dispersion whenever I enter the Corruption or whatever it's called. But at the same time, we can see that we're inflicting some degens, we are doing damage, we are healing back up. We push him to level 2 because, baiting out level 2s in a situation like this was working better for me. He does get Pure of Heart here, but he's quite low and he doesn't have that much power. And he has no charges there. He still has the Pure of Hearts active, but I'm going in for the kill. I have 2 weaknesses on me healing me as well. And I just about finish him. And now just to see how he does. 81 seconds, 97% health. He hasn't finished yet. And come on. Yes. This was again another close match. 2,000 points. He finished at least 8 seconds later. And I definitely got quite lucky here. And that is it, I believe. That is 4-1. I take the W against Manny. And definitely well played to him. Many close matches. And if I'm completely honest, losing the first 3 encounters, like losing the first match 2-0 and then losing the first round in the second match, got me quite scared because he was playing perfectly. Like every match if we take a look at the initial games, he pretty much finished with 100% health and just a bit faster than I did, and I thought this is going to be rough. So I was super happy to see some small errors, some small cracks creep in later on, and me managing to kind of capitalize on that. So that means I'm off to semi-finals now, I believe, and that is going to be against Dab. So that should be quite interesting. Dab's very strong player, and yeah, that's going to be a tough match. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the